So Dennis and I finally agree on something.
I hereby announce to everyone listening in Florida and Texas, it would be my honor. I would humbly go before grieving parents and tell them that the issue in America is values, not guns.
I can once again be proud of my alma mater, Prager University. Go Devils! It really is a question of values, isn't it, Den? Do we value the safety of people, of children, at school, at church, in the synagogue, the grocery store, at a nightclub, at school, at a concert, at work, at the mall, in our homes, in restaurants, at school, at the park, at the post office, in our police and fire stations, at our kids' schools? Or do we value the ability of an 18-year-old kid whose brain is still 5 years away from being fully developed to purchase an assault weapon designed for military use, meaning it's specifically designed to kill other human beings, and indeed does so much more efficiently when used in a mass shooting, resulting in a greater number of deaths and lifelong, often debilitating damage to those who are shot but survive? Dennis is right. This is a values question. Are there statistics that might help us answer this values question? Let's throw it over to Brian Kornacki at the big board. Thanks, B. Roney. The stats on this are really interesting. In 2020, data from the Departments of Justice and Safety show that murder rates per capita are 40% higher in states that voted for Trump versus Biden. This shows up locally as well, with cities similarly populated having higher murder rates in areas of red. In 2020, San Francisco, California had 48 murders versus 176 murders in Jacksonville, Florida. Likewise, Speaker Pelosi's district in San Francisco had half as many murders in 2020 as did Republican leader Kevin McCarthy's district in Bakersfield. 8 of the 10 states with the highest murder rate per capita in 2020 were Trump states. Back to you, B. Thanks, Bri, you handsome devil. This trend is present all over the world, and it's not difficult to imagine why. In Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, etc., people don't have the kind of easy access to guns we have here in the States. But I think there's another part of that comparison which is more to the point. These other countries around the world provide their citizens with a robust and effective social safety net. They value the well-being of their people, so they don't cut funding for mental health care and then scream about the need to fund mental health care when there's a mass shooting at a school in their state. Nor do they refuse to expand Medicare, which would also get those suffering access to the kind of care needed. More broadly, these other countries use their wealth to benefit their people, providing universal health care, including prescription drug care, which is often a crucial part of helping people with mental illness. These countries provide assistance to the poor at rates unimaginable here in the States. Income inequality, which has been demonstrated to be a contributing factor in violent behavior, is nowhere near what we see here in America. Education is prioritized, often including free or low-cost college. Wages are higher, with some countries limiting how much a corporate CEO can make in relation to her workers. We have nearly double the poverty rate of the combined 25-country average of Europe, with some countries having more than 3 times less poverty. And of course, they all rank above the U.S. on the Global Happiness Survey. Yes, Dennis, this is a question of values. These countries value their people. But there's another, perhaps even more important value distinction. This country is still largely under the grip of the violent tribal war god of Abraham, especially in those red states where the murder rate is 40% higher. This shouldn't surprise anyone, as deeply religious countries are always more violent than secular countries. Just recently, 2 folks here on the religious right have made public statements calling for the execution of homosexuals. Guess where that comes from? Another religious Republican accused of beating his wife and child is running for the U.S. Senate and has made an ad saying that he's going to be hunting rhinos, encouraging his audience to do the same, while holding a very serious weapon backed by an armed SWAT-like team as he breaches a home. That's right, he's going to be hunting members of his own party in their homes for their heresy. After calling Trump a buffoon, among other things, during the primaries in 2016, Dennis decided he'd like to keep his job there at Salem Radio. He ultimately bent over and wrote an essay saying Trump was a great president. And the truly pathetic reason he gave was this: Trump is, Prager wrote, quote, a man who doesn't give a damn about what the press says about him, end quote. I guess that makes our rhino and homosexual hunters great men as well. Who knew the bar for greatness even went that low? This is obviously how Dennis is hoping to achieve greatness now. He says incredibly stupid shit every day, clearly without any regard for what the press or otherwise decent people think of him. Well, like this. The man who supported a seditionist, twice impeached ignoramus who lied with every breath and was caught on tape admitting he routinely sexually assaulted women wants to tell the parents of murdered children that it's all about values. Yes, Dennis, it is all about values. You loathsome human being. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.